All right, it's good to be back. I know it's been about a month. I was so busy. You guys got me tons of music before. I think it was at the beginning of last month or right at the end of the month before. But either way, lots of great music. I've been working really hard to get it out, get it packaged, all that stuff. It is, and I'm moving on to the next stuff for GID, which is Electro Rock. We're going to talk about that for a little bit, show you some examples, and we'll just jump into it. If you're new here, this information will be great. If you've been around, this is all stuff you've heard before. Um, I usually do albums of 10, so this will be a first come, first serve until I hit the 10 mark. And once I hit the 10 mark, album's done. DAW 24-bit 48K. This is kind of a big one for me. Only Dropbox and Google Drive MP3 links. Both of those allow me to download, and I like to download them to keep organized. So only those, no SoundCloud, no YouTube, nothing like that. The terms for this one. So it's a $50 consideration fee, just like all of my ops. And I'll pay everybody out at the end once I get to 10. You keep 100% of the writers, and GID keeps 100% of the publishers and the sync fees. We will register everything, so don't try to register any of these songs. I'll get it handled. And only submit if you agree to this stuff. Pretty standard. We'll go through the reference in a minute. The video tutorial you are already watching at this very moment. Needs. So this genre, which I believe a lot of you have done before in the past for Jesse, I think you guys did it for like Fox Sports or something. And that's kind of what I have in mind, is taking this album along with some of the other albums I already have and going to sports clients, gaming clients, any kind of like action type clients, and doing that kind of stuff. So same thing as Jesse before. So we're just going to kind of talk about some of the like ideas behind them and the instruments and stuff. So keywords that are usually really popular with these kinds of words, like aggression, attitude, energy, competition, triumph, like all that kind of stuff, where there's just so much like music, like aggression and energy and running, like chasing and running and all that kind of stuff, all baked into a track, which you will hear in the examples in a minute. Good musical elements, power chords are really big, like that kind of stuff is really good. Glitches and cool editing of your guitars is really cool. Aggressive synths, like not some like whiny wormy leads, but some like like almost guitar sounding sometime, or maybe some dubstep sounding synths, stuff like that. And then just like some punchy badass drums. You can hear in some of these, like some of the examples that I have, there's like the first track, I think, in this example is like four on the floor, but it's really punchy and heavy. And another track is just like a straightforward, like boom, tsh, boom, because all the other cool stuff is going on, but still big, heavy, punchy, that kind of stuff. Layout wise, 2 to 3 minutes as usual. Just quick, nice intro. Don't drag it out for a long time. Quick, attention grabbing, and then alternate between choruses and verses. I kind of like to do like A, B, A1, B2, or A, B, A2, B2, bridge, and then like A finish, like a final A. Kind of the you can take leeway with that, obviously, but that's kind of a nice little format. Bridges are really important, especially in TV and film music. I'm sure Jesse has said that a ton with you guys. Bridges are just like an awesome change in the music that clients really love. So really looking for bridges in these as well. And then the button ending, where it's just kind of like do 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 do, like just one hit endings, no fade outs, no just kind of it stopping all of a sudden. Definitely need that button ending. You can submit up to 10 total, but if everybody's kind of being slow, I'll lift that. Obviously, I'd rather just get to 10, or I said 3, or I said 10. I mean, you can submit up to 3 total. I'll lift it if everybody's being slow, and because I'd rather get to 10 if some of you can do 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever, than to sit around and wait. And the feedback process. I know that Jesse just posted a video recently kind of explaining this, which I'll give feedback more than just letters, but the letter that I'll assign to it will, indicate this kind of scenario where I'll, like, if I put A, that means, maybe a few changes, or I just need the stems or whatever. B, there are some revisions that could be made. This is like halfway there. If you do some revisions, I'll reconsider, the track, that kind of thing. And then C is just kind of like, you know what, it would just not be worth your time. You might as well just start over. And I'll include those things, but I'll also include, like, I won't just throw a C up there or a B up there. Like, I'll include like reasons and explanations and stuff like that. So you're not kind of left in the dark. So the only thing really is, let's just get into the examples. I think that's probably the best part of this whole video, is just to listen to the examples, really tell you exactly what you need to hit the studio and do. So this is just a quick montage of a bunch of tracks that work for this, that we're just going to listen all the way through. It'll happen kind of quick, but we'll talk about it after. So as you can see, there were tons of elements in there going on, and there was different types too. There was some like really aggressive, dark, angry kind of sounding ones, but then there were some upbeat, like energetic ones, like some that really work for like tension, drama, like action stuff, and then some that work for more for like sports and like soccer and basketball and that kind of stuff. Like the first track, for example, is like a perfect sports track. Right, or racing or whatever, and it's really upbeat. I think it's just a 4 on the floor. The synth kind of drives it along too. It's just kind of this upbeat, dun, 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 like that kind of thing. And then some of the next one, like that track right there, perfect for football. It's not for really running, like it wouldn't be for like soccer, or usually anyway, it might be used for soccer anyway, but it really says football, like dudes like running into each other, or maybe rugby or something, but that kind of stuff. A little more aggression. Racing would be really good too. But like in this one, you can tell like the guitars aren't even the main focus. Like they're with that like dubstep wobble bass, and they're kind of doing like together in a way, but they're like even. And so some of these tracks aren't going to be like, there's going to be like a 50-50, like electronic and rock, where you've got like the big drums, the heavy guitars, maybe some real cymbals, and then like some synths and stuff. So it'll be a blend for sure of rock and electro into some of these cool. And this one's another kind of like 4 on the floor, kind of upbeat kind of thing. And so yeah, in this montage, like this stuff is perfect for sports, and that kind of stuff. I also grabbed so I also grabbed this one, which I thought was really cool. It's basically a like a montage of video gaming, like shooter gaming or whatever, but the track has these really cool glitch edits and stuff that work really well with a video editor. And you can see in this video, we'll play a little bit of it, where there's just really cool glitches with guitars and with dubstep sounds and all that stuff that just, it gives sonically like so much going on that like anything visual, it just complements visuals really well. So check it out. gun sounds I think were added later. The track I don't think had all the gun sounds, but they just put them in on beat, which is cool. But but yeah, as you can see, there was all the like glitches and the stuff that is really cool for visuals. So really consider that kind of stuff too when doing some of these tracks. And that's it. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, there's tons of examples of this. I mean, you look up Electro Rock and on YouTube, and there's just tons of this kind of stuff. And some of the like popular artists, Blue Stolly, Cell Dweller, and anybody on that record label. Another term is like industrial rock. So yeah, so I'm really excited to hear what you guys have to do. I'm not really specifically like looking for a very specific sound like some of these other ones, like Jesse's 90s hip hop thing is kind of looking really specific. I want this to kind of be all over the place in a sense, where some are energetic, some are dark, some are aggressive. Maybe some have like some orchestral stuff going on in them. Some are a little more pop sound, like a little more pop rock, electronic sounding. Like I really want some diversity in this. So have fun with it as well. And I think this will be a really cool project. So I'm really excited to hear what you guys do. Let's get it done.